Well, hello. I'm Joel Luz. I'm the pastor of Student and Family Ministries, as most of you know, here at Suntree United Methodist Church. And when I was in seminary, trying to learn and grow in my Christian faith, I took a group of students to Adirondack, New York. And that's way up in the state of New York. I'd never been there before, haven't been there since. But it was a pretty cool place. We went up in the mountains, and we were at a camp, a Young Life camp, a few hundred students there, and it was really great. We had a great time. And Young Life and camps like this always have great speakers. And I was intrigued by one of the speakers who was there. And the speaker said something that really I found very profound. And the speaker said this one night. I don't remember anything else he said, but he said this. He said, "Eternity is but a moment away." And I was like, wow, that's cool. That's deep. And after I heard it, I thought to myself, you know, if you're open and listening, God is always teaching. You can always learn more. You can always grow. Oftentimes in our culture today, and I tell the students this all the time, we're just so busy. We're just so busy and we're so distracted by so many things. We can go weeks, months, even years without really digging deeper and learning a whole lot more about the Christian faith because we're just so busy and distracted. And if we slow down and we are eager to learn, then we can learn a great deal all the time because God is a teacher. It's sometimes hard in the moment to see God working in your life and doing things. Maybe day by day, sometimes it's hard. But over a period of a month or 3 months, 6 months, a year, we should be able to look back and say, wow, I can see God active in my life. I can see God doing something in my life. I can see God teaching me during that time. There's a great Bible verse, one of my favorite Bible verses, 2 Timothy 3:16, and it reads like this: "All Scripture is inspired by God and useful for teaching, for reproof, for correction, and for training in righteousness." And oftentimes, I think we look at that first part and say, all Scripture is inspired by God, and that's true, and that's one of the things we focus on. But there's other parts to it, too. It tells us that when we read Scripture, we learn the things we're doing wrong. It helps us to understand how to correct things. But it also says that it allows God, through His Word, to train us in righteousness. At our last loft, with our high school kids, I asked the students to write down one thing they feel like God has taught them this year. And if there's more than that, write those things down. But at least one thing you feel like, boy, this year when I look back, God taught me this. And then I had a few of our seniors send a video in telling us what it is that God has taught them. So we are now going to look at these seniors and hear what they have to say. It's pretty awesome.
This last year, and especially this past semester, I have learned how to find God in all the chaos of day-to-day life and how to focus on Him and grow in my faith through all the craziness that life has thrown at me.
The main thing that God has taught me this year is that if I keep praying, reading my Bible, going to church, and trusting in Him, and keeping my Christian friends really close, I'll live a much happier life, and overall I'll be a much happier person.
So Joel asked us to answer a question, what has God taught us this year? And for me personally, it would probably be perseverance. I was told that I wasn't supposed to be able to graduate on time, and I did, so.
The main thing that God has shown me this year is how incredibly beneficial and rewarding Christian friendships can be.
Well, as you can tell, our seniors are amazing, and we're going to celebrate them this week at our gathering service as we celebrate the graduating seniors from our youth program. I would encourage you and invite you to be a part of that service. I had one more student who's not a senior, and she wrote down a pretty profound thing on her sheet of what God taught her this year, and I'm going to close and allow you to read this. I think it's outstanding, and it warmed my heart when I heard her read this, and hopefully it'll do the same for you. Thank you for listening. God bless you, and now check out this from one of our students.